Okay, so what's up, you crazy awesome manifestors? This is Jace from Watch Me Manifest My Dream Life. Watch me do it. Now, a couple things I wanted to log tonight. The first thing was that an apology to anybody who's viewing these things. I have a feeling after about another month, I have a feeling I have a lot of attrition. You know what I mean? Because it's very monotonous for most people. And again, I'm logging these things for myself. Later, I think ultimately I might end up making like a really cool documentary out of just the process of embodying manifestation and figuring out how to make it work. Also, which I've done other times, but I never did it alone. I always did it with a partner. And I think that does make a difference. I really do think that makes a difference, especially with your, if you're with like a really good long-term partner. I think two people can manifest magic way faster than one person. Like, it's exponentially faster and more effective because, team reinforcement, encouragement, all that stuff that goes with, being in a unified front. So, it could get quite tedious because, again, I'm on my timeline, and I fuck up a lot, I slip up a lot, I stop doing my shit a lot. I mean, I've really done my best to be 100% consistent on every day doing the 60-day and the 40-day meditations, but I'm not that consistent on logging things for myself. It's usually like once every 2 or 3 weeks I do something. But so this is that moment before I get too tired, before anything else happens. And so that was the first thing. It's like, you know what, if there are any people that watch these things every day and or any of the videos, you might be tested with your viewership longevity, because I'm literally just a real person trying to do this. I'm not like, I don't have any magic bullets or anything like that. I'm literally taking things that I've learned over the many years of my life. I'm 56, so I've studied a lot of things, tried a lot of things, and but the thing is like with spiritual and manifestation, these techniques and practices, I mean, there's millions of them, and everybody's got something for you to do. Everybody is in that world can be very helpful, and a lot of people have a lot of tricks of the trade and all of that stuff. And I'm really just trying to do it from a real authentic place. I'm not trying to be anything special. I'm not trying to look like anything special. I'm literally just recording this shit as I am. And I think real is good. Just be real. Like, I don't have, obviously, like, look at my lighting. I know lighting. I have a degree in acting. I was in movies. I was in TV. I did dabbled in stuff. So I've been on a set. I know what lighting is. I know how to look like polished on screen and everything. I don't do any of that. I don't really care. I don't want to do any of that. That's not the point. That is not the point of this. I don't even know why I'm rambling like that, but the other thing I wanted to share and make sure I recorded this, because it was definitely one of the simplest, shortest. It was like 30 minutes, and it was very simple, but it was unbelievably powerful and deeply impactful. And I couldn't believe, I mean, I knew it would be, but I didn't really know how it would be. It's called Equine Therapy, where you go and you just spend time with a horse, and they might take you in a ring, or, I don't know what other people do. I've only done it once, but my mother's hairdresser does it, and she's fantastic. She's freaking amazing at it. Like, very, just kept out of the way and let the process. She was really good, really good. And I'll post a pic of it, but it was crazy. At one point, the horse laid down, and I laid down with the horse, and then it was like rubbing its head in the sand. And this is like, I mean, this is a big ass animal. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I was looking at those hoofs, like, yeah, her legs were folded, and she was like laying down in the sand. I don't even know why she was laying down. But she was laying down, but I was like, man, any second she could just lift one of those things and literally kill me, like in a heartbeat. She could kill me in a heartbeat. Like, decent sized horse. And her name was Fiona. And as soon as she said her name, she was like, here's the horses, and you can pick one. And as soon as she said Fiona, I was like, oh, yeah, I think that's her. I just had an instinct, right? She ends up laying down with me. It was unbelievable. And then I'm starting to cry, and I'm like remembering like losing my dad and like all this, like it's like she was like, it's okay to be sad. I'm like, what is this horse talking to me? It was so wild, man. I gotta tell you, it's worth every penny. I think I got it as a gift, but I think she paid like $100 for me to have that experience. I would pay like $500 for that experience. No problem. I've paid thousands of dollars for, quote, self-help spiritual experiences that weren't that good. I mean, that was freaking amazing. That's all I can say. Anyway, I highly recommend it. Look it up. See if there's anybody near you that does it. Maybe check out the reviews, get a recommendation, you know what I mean? You don't just want to go to anybody with a horse and be like, I need equine therapy. And he's like, come on in. I got a good horse for you. His name's Stu. You don't want to get into like a weird situation, so do your research, but, because it is horses and, horse people. But if you can find somebody who's reputable and has a history of a lot of happy people doing it, I would highly suggest doing it at least once for like a half hour. Just see what happens. It's pretty wild. Yeah, but anyway, she had a cool process, and I'm very glad to know her. I hope we can stay in contact, but yeah, who knows? I like people like that. You know what I mean? I love people that, like, that's their life. Like, that's so cool. It's like, yes, I aspire to something like that. Something that's, like, giving and helping. And at the same time, like, I can sustain myself with it. Yeah, that would be awesome. I can't even imagine. How the fuck does that happen already? But what's the other thing I was trying to log? I think the other thing was just like the impact after that, because that was like 3 days ago, and it's like I haven't been thinking about anything else except like, just going back over all the little moments and going, oh wait, I forgot that moment. She did do that, Like, it's just wild when this massive horse that doesn't know you starts to get to know you, and next thing you know, you're kind of petting them, and you're being nice because you don't want to get killed, and they like put their mouth on your body somewhere, like you feel their mouth on you, but they're just pressing it there. They're not going to bite you or anything, but they're just like showing you a little comfort and affection. It's I'm telling you, it's the wildest thing. But, yeah, can't talk highly enough about that. I definitely am going to do it again. I'm going to give it some time. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe if I come to another, like a crossroads point, I think that kind of therapy, I would do like an hour and I would go in with a real intention. This time I was just like, I've never done it. I don't know. Next time I'm like, oh, my dad. And then I'm like, I love you, Fiona. And Fiona's like, she did that too in the sand. It was great. I'm like, yes, that's a good sign. That means they want to have fun, they want to like chill out. Um, I think that was my own interpretation of my complete non-equine expertise. Uh, yeah, just, you know what? I wanted to log that for myself, and I also wanted to share it just in case anybody found it and it had anything to do with helping anybody out in any way. Awesome. Fantastic. I'm good with that. All right. Peace, love, and adventures.